5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Da, 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 da. Whoa. Da, na, na, na.
Can you smell what Sami Zayn is cooking? We indeed can, and it smells like 100% horse shite. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, the Royal Rumble, the number 30. You expect big returns, you expect big stars, and what we got was a big slap in the face, followed by Vince McMahon pulling his pants down and taking a shite on top of our head. That's how I felt when Sami Zayn returned at number 30. You know, expecting literally The Rock here. Now, albeit if we don't get The Rock, we could have got someone else big. We could have got fucking Hogan, even though he'd have probably had to get wheeled out in a wheelchair. Who knows? MJF, guy might be a midget, but having the last AEW World Champion just showing up out the blue in WWE, that would have been a big surprise. But no, we get a guy that we've not seen on TV in about 6 weeks by the name of Sami Zayn, and it almost drove us insane.
Yeah, I don't like Okada, but I even took Okada in this slot. I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute jobber.
At least with Okada, we don't know what we're getting.
Aye, it's like,
you know what you're getting with Sami Zayn.
And I think the same goes for Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan, I don't care as much about the Rumble, the Women's Rumble, so therefore it didn't bother me as much. But I think Jordana Grace would have been a better number 30 than Liv Morgan, but they're never going to put like a TNA person in there.
Well, I think by our reaction to the beginning, the first 90 seconds of this video, it's quite clear which number 30 entrant we thought was the most disappointing in the WWE 2024 Royal Rumble, but that's what we asked you guys. So, yeah, which number 30 entrant let you down the most? Which number 30 entrant did you believe was going to be a lot better than it actually was? And the two options, of course, were Liv Morgan and Sami Zayn, and after 654 votes, overwhelmingly, 73% of you guys went with Sami Zayn, 27% went with Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan, I wouldn't have really thought Liv Morgan was disappointing if you weren't expecting Sasha Banks and possibly AJ Lee to return. Because I think at this point, you've already got Jade Cargill, who a lot of people were expecting, so she's out there. You've Trinity, which is basically banged on. So at that point, yeah, you're expecting two big returns because Sasha Banks looked likely, and a lot of people thought AJ Lee would return since CM Punk's back to the company. Neither of that stuff happened. But outside of those two, I can't say that there's many bigger people I expected to be at 30 than Liv Morgan. So I don't think Liv Morgan's that bad, but Sami Zayn, this guy, I mean, I think you can make a case he shouldn't even be in the Rumble.
No, you could make that case even though the Rumble was 90% jobbers, but you could just... But it's like the same logic that was saying. I don't think he's... Like, him coming back and being in the Rumble, I have no issue with, but it's like...
29 or something.
We thought we were getting The Rock. I thought it. Right? I genuinely thought we were getting Dwayne. If you were there
I would have took
at 5 a.m. on our channel, you knew I was getting Dwayne.
I would have took Ken Shamrock.
I know, I would.
Even if we couldn't get The Rock, I would have took Shamrock. Any sort of rock.
No, like...
The only thing we got was Rock Bottom when Sami Zayn came out.
The Marks would have pretended, right, that Ken Shamrock would have been an off. How great would it have been?
World's most dangerous man.
Da-na-na-na-na.
I mean, the guy might look about 80 years old, but fuck it. He'd have probably come out and battered everybody in the ring, so, yeah, didn't happen.
Yeah, this guy comes out, like, Sami Zayn comes out and he gets eliminated within, like, a minute.
I think it was very reminiscent of the Dolph Ziggler number 30 from a few years ago.
No, it was reminiscent of the Rey Mysterio one, apart from the fans didn't turn on it, and they should have. I mean, I'm sorry, Sami Zayn just doesn't cut the mustard for me.
Are you saying Rey Mysterio doesn't cut the mustard?
No, but I'm saying they buried Rey for that when they all thought it was going to be Daniel Bryan. What's worse, right? Getting Rey Mysterio over Daniel Bryan or getting Sami Zayn over The Rock?
Well, I think we all know.
I rest my case.
People didn't even seem too bored by Sami Zayn. They seemed to be happy with it. And the crowd, anyway, they weren't booing.
And the worst thing that can, signed this Rumble to the death was the fact the Rumble was so bad. See if the Rumble was actually good up to this point, and Sami Zayn was 30, I could have half accepted.
But you were pinning all your hopes on number 30, and
it was the cherry on top of the Vince McMahon shit cake, is what was.
I think I would go as far as saying I think I would have preferred any of the three losers for the Universal title match.
Aye. Well, yeah.
Than Sami Zayn. But here, it's done now. It was Sami Zayn. Let's look at the comments. Let's see what you guys thought. We obviously didn't like it, but it is what it is. Speedy Gonzalez 58 said neither was disappointed. Both men and women's Rumble matches were excellent. It's just a shame CM Punk got injured. No matter what age any wrestler superstar is. Once you enter that wrestling ring, there's always a risk of injuries. Thoughts on Speedy Gonzalez here?
Away and don't talk a load of shite.
Yeah, to describe both of these matches is excellent. I mean, what were you watching? I think there's just a lot of fans these days that simply love the product, and I think the product could give you the worst thing ever imaginable, and people would still love it.
Let's put a wee chef hat on Triple H's nose then, shall we? He's cooking.
I don't think I've got a hat that big, but whatever. I do not agree with Speedy Gonzalez here. I don't know how anyone can say the matches were excellent. I'm not
See, excellent. That's like a 9 out of 10.
Aye.
A 4.75 star match.
Morning MK said neither. LOL, it was nice to see them back, especially SAMI. WWE is a stacked roster, just got even more stacked that night. Don't see the point in some legend taking the spot just for a pop when you can build something with your roster that night. Alright, what did WWE build? What did they build? They built nothing. Is Sami Zayn more over now than he was before he came in at number 30? Absolutely not. People talk about stacked rosters, right? You want to know, this is how stacked the roster is. CM Punk gets an injury, misses WrestleMania, and all of a sudden, you look at the Raw World Heavyweight title option at WrestleMania, and it's fucking pants. I mean, the foremost guys that are likely to step in and challenge Rollins is Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther. A bunch of fucking mid-carders, a bunch of mid-upper carders. How can any of those guys go to Mania? See if this roster was so stacked like people suggest. See if we CM Punk it, there'd be about 5, 6, 7, 8 different options where you'd look at them and go, oh, he can 100% go to Mania and challenge for a world title. Does Jey Uso seem as a guy, or Sami Zayn, are those guys that can go to WrestleMania and challenge for a world title? I don't see it.
So you know what the problem is? So Jey Uso's already got a match against Rollins on free TV.
I think...
And I'm not... In the past, that wouldn't have been an issue, but you know the way they build it now?
I think that's the biggest lie told today in wrestling. That the roster's stacked. I am fucking sick of hearing that.
You know what? It's packed. There's plenty of people, but they're all shite. Come on. See these people saying this was an excellent Rumble? They mustn't have watched Rumbles back in the day.
The roster's so stacked that Roman Reigns has had a 4-year title reign.
Yeah.
That's how stacked it is.
No, honestly, this is...
Roster's so stacked that Raw went nearly 2 years for a world title.
No,
Stacked.
No, remember though, back in the day, they used to do like mini Royal Rumbles on like Raw or SmackDown sometimes. Any of them smoked this. No, remember the one China wins? Eliminates McMahon.
Aye, there was the DX versus the Corporation or
even
something.
SmackDown did a 15-1. It's fucking pish, man. It's...
Shannon Hollister says, who in the blue hell is Sami Zayn? He's some fucking mid-card on WWE. Ducky Pie said Liv. Leon Woodley said, what a weird question. I mean, really, it's not that weird. We're simply asking which number 30 entrant were you most disappointed with. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear people defend this. Stupid bastards. How can you not be disappointed? How can people say that Liv Morgan, who's expected to return, isn't a downgrade on Sasha Banks or AJ Lee? How can people say that Sami Zayn, who's not been gone for like 1 year, I mean, the guy's been missing for about 6 weeks, 2 months at the most. How can people say that's not a downgrade on like The Rock or MJF or a fucking legend for the past? I mean, it's not a weird question. It's an easy question to comprehend. It's no difficult. Sans Yo said, I got so excited seeing Sami at 30, thinking surely them putting him as the last entrant meant something great could happen. Then he got eliminated so quickly, and it was wasted.
No, that's exactly my point, though. It's like, it's not even like he came out and he was booked strong and got to the final 3. What is the use, right, of Gunther getting to the final 3 again with Cody Rhodes when they could have put Sami in there? It's either going to put someone in the 30 spot, at least make them feel a bit important.
Peter Brick said it continued his feud with Drew. Barely. Even so, could have done with Sami getting an early entrant. Number 30 should have been a big pick. I mean, I agree with this Sans guy, apart from the fact I was excited at seeing Sami Zayn.
Yep.
You get number 30, man, and I think you should make an impact. I mean, I think Sami Zayn came out of the Royal Rumble looking worse than he did before he went into it. The guy got the last number and he didn't take advantage of it.
I know.
Sami Zayn got to about the same place in the Rumble you'd expect him to get to if he came in at like 10.
Yeah.
So I don't see how he had a good Rumble. Sea-Dog said, I was hoping Brock Lesnar came out. Hearing Sami's music hit was underwhelming. I think we can all agree with that. I'd be surprised if people can disagree with that.
Like, see, before Brock was hit with this whole allegation stuff, I would have been a bit disappointed in Brock being number 30. Even though I like Brock, I think we've just seen him 40. They're not going to do anything special with him.
Mitch Colburn says, yeah, Brock's done after this sex trafficking suit. Is he done?
I think so.
Does he deserve to be done?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't deserve to be done. But Let's be real, most of the times he's came back in recent years, it'll be through Vince. He's not coming back through Triple H again, man. They're going to give him the Benoit treatment. Even though all he did was get sent a video and didn't actually do anything.
All LW, all Lesnar wrestling. I'd take it. TNA, a hiring. Mm-hmm. Anyway, disagree.
That might kill them, though.
Disagree. Enjoyer said neither. I pop for both. I can't think of someone sitting at home popping for Sami Zayn coming in.
No.
Maybe popping your clogs. I mean,
yeah,
but popping.
I had a better reaction to Finn shitting on me.
User, I can't say a negative thing about them, and particularly, well, I can. I mean, it was very disappointing. Both were underwhelming. Sami saying a lot more for me. Rebel and Wyatt, Sami took Akira Tozawa's spot in the match. I think I'd have rather Akira Tozawa in this match, to be honest. Brian McDonald said both were good. I disagree, I don't think they were. The Jong Show said they ruined Sami after the Bloodline angle ended same way AEW ruined MJF turning babyface. As for Liv, she reminds me of those prep girls in high school that sort of fell from grace with the inner circle, started smoking weed, and she decided she was about that life and started dressing edgier and started shopping from Spencer's and Hot Topic. On the real, she's a scrawny ass little girl that they try to act tough, same as Becky. In reality, most of the other women on the roster would destroy them, and it breaks the immersion for me. Thoughts on that comment?
I agree. I can't take Liv Morgan as serious as the other people. But then, look, I get it. You know, she does.
Has she really changed that much from the Riot Squad days?
No, and that's my biggest problem with this. No one changes.
No, but this
Sami Zayn's
but
the
this
exact
but
same.
this comment it would suggest that she has changed.
No, I don't think so. I mean, behind the scenes she might have changed, but I mean, we're not seeing that on TV. Like, he's talking about weed here, but it's not like she's doing an RVD gimmick.
I would say the only thing that's really changed about her is that she's higher on the card and she's not just a throwaway member of a...
I know, right. But look at Sami Zayn, Owens, and there's loads of other people on the women's roster as well, men's. What's changed with them since they've come in? At least Owens, for a period, did that, like, US champion gimmick where he came out in suits. But it's not really a gimmick, it's more of a...
Fuck, I don't remember that.
I remember that, but... See, back in the day, man, like, I mean, people can bury Bob Holly, but he had Hardcore Holly, he was Spark Plug.
Big guy. Big shot.
Big shot. You know, he was a part of the Hollies, he's ECW, like, I know he was still Hardcore Holly, but at least he was, like, a part of the Authority shit. Like, what do people do these days?
Still mental to think that Hardcore Holly challenged for a WWE World Championship. No, see, that's how you know this roster's pissed. See, back then, see Hardcore Holly getting a shot at the world title, it felt like it was fucking unreal, because, like, you just think he shouldn't be getting it. But you look at today's roster, like 95% of the people that get title shots don't deserve them.
Yeah. But at least, you know, his actually had a proper feud.
Hardcore
broke his neck.
Hardcore Holly's a more legit main eventer than half these guys.
How do you like me now?
I mean, people are shitting over Hardcore Holly getting a title shot, but Sami Zayn can go to WrestleMania and fight for a championship. Red Bin says... No, wait, John Conway says if Sami was there, he should have helped Kevin Owens. Well, considering how Michael Cole, every time someone comes out, oh, they've got backup, they've got a friend. I mean, that shit's lame. When did you ever hear that back in the day? You just assumed it. See, if a fellow DX member came out, you just assumed they were going to help their DX guy in the ring. You don't need the fucking JR to every entrant to tell us that's the case.
And the problem is now, it seems like everyone's in a faction or a team.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like almost every entrant had someone in the ring that they wanted to help. Red Bin said, "Oh man, it's not a deal. I was hoping it's not a deal. I think he means big deal. I was happy to see Sami at number 30. Who cares? He didn't win. It's his time next year. Aye, so Sami Zayn's going to win it next year. Not a fucking chance in hell. I think the Bloodline shit was as good as it got for Sami Zayn. Yep. Jarrett Reynolds said they literally had nothing for Sami. John Rodriguez says both of them. To be honest, I like Sami. I don't really care about Morgan, but man, I was hoping for something better." Joker 520 said, felt so bad for Sami, they did him dirty as fuck, he should have came out earlier. John Limus says, personally, Liv just doesn't do it for me, she's sexy without the makeup, and her wrestling is mid at best. I think a lot of the women's wrestling is mid at best, though. I don't know if I can look at the main roster and particularly single out Liv Morgan as like a bad wrestler.
She's El Generico when it comes to wrestling, nothing special about her. When you look at like a Nia Jax, it's like, fucker can't work.
Yeah, and finally...
As much as we don't like Charlotte, she has a cut above the rest.
Big Stevie Cool said, my world came crumbling down when that goof Sami's music hit. What's your thoughts on that comment?
That's exactly what I said. That's me. Wait a minute.
Aiden Nemo said, unpopular opinion, but I've never been a Sammy fan, just a mid-card guy to me. Feel absolutely nothing whenever his music hits. I will always remember that comedy trash match with the Jackass crew. I agree that he's a mid-card guy, but I disagree that somehow that if you're trying to say that the comedy trash match was like terrible, because I actually thought it was decent. See the whole conspiracy stuff with Sammy, I think that was his best. For me, that's the best thing that he's ever done in WWE. I mean, I thought the Bloodline stuff was good as well, but it was the whole conspiracy thing that kind of got him into the Bloodline.
Yeah. This guy, Xavier, saying watch NXT Sami Zayn instead. I'll be there with bells on, my friend.
See, what he didn't have a character. He was a guy with short hair that wrestled.
Why should I have to go back and watch that? If he's that fucking good, do it right now.
Fat Dyke said that's only unpopular with neckbeards. Casual fans think he sucks. And his indie stuff is El Generico against Kevin Steen. They've been putting on bangers for years. See,
bangers and gash.
Vince is to blame for the Jackass stuff. Vince wasn't a fan of Sammy. Paul is, though. Vince didn't even want Sammy and Roman in the ring together, let alone working together. Paul rolled the dice on them, though. Sammy has a ton of talent, but sending him out at number 30 was a terrible idea because people were expecting The Rock to show up. I'm happy he's back, though.
How does this guy know that Vince didn't want Sammy and Roman in the ring together? Is this allegations again? See these people that think they know everything behind the scenes? We don't pretend for one fucking second we know anything, right? But these people do. They seem to... There was a period where if anything was bad in WWE, that's Vince changed it at the last minute.
I know, where's the fucking proof? Where is the proof?
And now, all of a sudden, if it's bad, people just pretend it's good. Because Triple H is in charge, there's no outlay, there's no reason, you can't blame it on Vince anymore.
Or Vince sent Bruce Pritchard a text message and Bruce complained to Triple H to get it changed or some shit like that.
Why would Triple H listen to Bruce Pritchard if he's got the keys to the kingdom?
I don't know, just lock him out, wouldn't you? So look at, they've been putting on bangers for years. Fucking dead on.
Name me one. What's that? Crickets? Aye, dead on. Bangers for years.
That's just indie wrestling. That is just fucking indie wrestling. It does not mean shit.
No, but it's like bangers for years, right? I can't even remember pay-per-views that have had matches. See, like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, I could fucking name you every pay-per-view that had a match at. And the match type. Name me a match type these two pricks had against each other.
Xavier says, you're not saying anything I don't know already. See, this is like two little guys that want to know, that know everything about indie wrestling and are getting upset that someone else is maybe suggesting that they know more. No, I've seen all Sami Zayn's matches.
I sit in my basement all day watching Sami Zayn.
I haven't seen any of fucking El Generico's matches and I don't want to see any of them. There you go.
Let's just put it this way, right? See when some guy is called El Generico, what sets him apart from the rest when his name is literally El Generico?
Was it Kevin Nash that turned around and says that you'll never have a 5-star match in Ring of Honor? He said it can't exist.
Aye.
I agree with him.
I agree with him.
It can't, because someone capable of putting on a 5-star match wouldn't be in Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
that is what it is. You know, like seeing the WWE. No, I reckon these people actually believe it's like the WWE game, where you perform all these finishers, all these flips, all these near falls, all these 2.5 kickouts, and the wee meter goes up, and then eventually you fill up your 5-star bar. I think that's what these people think a 5-star match is.
Yeah, what's the story between Kevin Owens though and Sami Zayn? It just seems to be Kevin Owens beats him up every couple of months, and that's where they're feud. And then they reunite. Oh, we're two indie guys. We've been with each other for 20 years.
Fat Dyke said everybody thinks he sucks. Mark Bursters, technical work rate, J rants. What about Fog Wrestling? Not including us in there. Who in the blue hell are they? Wrestling YouTubers who don't like smart indie wrestlers. It doesn't matter who they are.
Let's just put it this way. See Xavier, he's quoting The Rock there. He's saying who in the blue hell are they? You're never going to quote fucking Sami Zayn,
exactly, there you go. There's The Rock. That's how over The Rock is. Why are we not quoting whatever Sami Zayn said? Can even tell you one thing Sami Zayn said. Right, what else have we got? Fat Dyke says, you're retarded.
We're getting personal here and I like it.
Pro Mini Yak said, I mean, you'd have to be pretty naive to expect someone like The Rock, Hogan or MJF to show up. As for Okada, if you wouldn't pop for Sammy, why the hell would you pop for Okada? I think you'd maybe pop for Okada because you don't know who he is. Whereas you know what you're getting with Sami Zayn.
Okay, you know, I prefer Sami Zayn over Okada, right? But Sami Zayn's boring. He's a fucking bum. And at least Okada, it's something different. It's someone from a new... Here, Andrade would have been a better number 30 than Sami Zayn.
But no, I don't get...
Yes or no, though?
I know... Well, I don't know. I fucking hate him. Andrade sucks. Why would you have to be pretty naive to expect The Rock? I mean, the guy's just signed with TKO. they're pretty much going in the direction of The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, and we've already seen The Rock appear a couple of times now on WWE television over the past, was it 3-4 months? He appeared on SmackDown, then he appeared on Raw, so I don't see why The Rock was a naive. Plus, I believe he was close to the arena, so yeah. What else have we got? That's it, not very good channel. Mitch Colburn, not very good channels, really, so it doesn't matter. You're not missing anything of substance here. I know I used to watch those channels before I learned to think for myself. Are you a free-thinking wrestling philosopher?
What a fucking waster.
A lot
you can
more.
still watch people's videos without having to kiss their ass.
A lot more free-thinking than anyone who subscribes to either the snark or anti-smark mentality. I know that. Well, fuck off.
Know this, you're a fucking mark, buddy.
And on that note, guys, there we're gonna leave it. Nah, both were disappointing. For me, though, the Sami Zayn one was way more disappointing. I think because in the men's Royal Rumble is the one that matters, right? Would it be a big deal, or would it be cool to see Sasha Banks and AJ Lee return? Yeah, of course, but the men's Rumble where something's going to happen. See if something's great, it's going to happen. It's going to involve men's wrestling, because men's wrestling is better than women's wrestling. Therefore, you're a lot more likely to be disappointed, I think, with the man's number, because it means more and it's more important
that's exactly
than the women's
what
number.
It is, yeah.
So there you go. I was more disappointed with Sami Zayn.
Even if we got Sasha Banks right or AJ Lee, I just wouldn't have gave a shit compared to The Rock came out. That's the reality.
Yeah, you look at the possibilities. See, at this point, Sasha Banks is probably the biggest thing they could have done. And that, what does that do in comparison to The Rock? Absolutely nothing.
No.
So, there you go.
But it's also, let's bear in mind, it's not just, you can't blame these two, it's everything at backstage. It's the story going in. See, back in the day, it didn't rely on returns. It was the story.
And returns were just like a wee bonus.
It was these people saying, I know you had Rhodes and CM Punk saying they've got a headline, right? But reality is, it was a couple of bland promos back to back. The story wasn't there. It's not like Shawn Michaels and his wonky eye on the verge of fucking breakdown because he needs to win the Rumble. It's not like McMahon putting a bounty on Austin's head or the next year. He's like, oh, you're entering number one.
Truth is, so see back in the day, I'd say during the 2000s period of wrestling in like the late 90s, see the returns, you didn't really care for them. Because the roster at that current time was great, that you didn't really care for the older guys coming back. It's only been in the last 10, 15 years, in my opinion, where you've actually gave a fuck about returns, because the wrestler's not that great.
Yeah, I know, but look at 2002. Did they wait for Triple H to return at the Rumble? No, they fucking brought him out at the start of the brand new year. And I'm the game. I mean, that epic entrance at Madison Square Garden, could you imagine they brought Sami Zayn out a couple of weeks ago trying to hype him up for the Rumble? This wee Diddy man with a wee ginger beard? Fuck off.
It's no happening anyway, guys. That's it. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.